Okay. Okay. I think it's recording. Okay. Hello, everyone. This is Lisa Anderson, and I'm the Commodore of the Northern Light Sailing Club. And this is our December Zoom holiday meeting. And so tonight we are not having a regular business meeting, but rather more of a social gathering. And we have a couple different things on the agenda where we're going to be hearing from some people from Urban Boat Builders, and we're also going to be experiencing some lovely entertainment that will be introduced more fully in a minute. So I want to welcome everyone to our kind of experimental Zoom holiday party. We kind of asked everybody to, if they felt like it, dress from the waist up in something festive. And I just have to tell you that you guys are really lucky because, my work usually gets me in pajamas. So I still have my pajamas on here, but I put something nice on the top, which is my Norwegian sweater. So a couple things I did want to mention too. Most of you know that we do have a private Facebook group, and if you haven't joined, you really should go check out the Facebook group and join the Facebook group, because one of the things that's been going on lately with quarantine and winter coming and stuff is that Marilyn has been going through old pictures, videos. I'm not sure where she's getting all this stuff, but she's gotten into this groove of making these little videos of events or people or whatever, and she's posting them on Facebook, and it's really fun to watch the pictures scroll by. She chose me as one of her subjects, so there's a little video of me out there. So that's kind of fun to watch. So get out there if you haven't joined Facebook and check it out. And you just find it on Facebook, Northern Light Sailing Club. And then you click to ask to be a member, and then someone will say, yeah, you can be a member. And it's a private group, so it's not like everybody on Facebook can see what you're posting and what you're, writing about. So, and then we did have some excitement happen in the last week or two as well. And a lot of you know that Marilyn Kaplan has been our editor for umpteen million years, editor for the Bearings, and that she is retiring. And I'm sure all of you know that we are looking for a new editor for the Bearings. So if anybody knows anybody out there, please let us know, because we are looking for someone to take over as editor. And Marilyn is still helping out as we are trying to find someone, because that's just the way Marilyn is. And in recognition of her many, many years of service as Bearings editor and many other things that we did, we had a little surprise for her. And I'm going to turn it over to Nancy Cracky, because she's going to tell us about what she did. So okay. Go ahead, Nancy.
Okay, all right. Well, when the board heard that Marilyn was going to retire from editing the Bearings, I think all of us had two immediate responses. The first was, can she do that? And since it seemed like she could, the next reaction we had was, we've got to find a way to say thank you to her for these many years of service and doing such an outstanding job with the newsletter. So we conspired with John. He was our inside guy. And we, a small group of us got together on a Sunday afternoon and reconnoitered outside of Marilyn's house and knocked on the door as a surprise. She was totally surprised, which was what we were going for. So that was wonderful. And we were able to present her with a beautiful plaque thanking her for her service, and a special edition there's the plaque. She's showing you the plaque right now. And a special edition of bearings that included thank yous and tributes from many members as a thank you. And that was put together by Scott. So there is a rumor that there was a video taken, and I think it may be out there for you to see sometime soon. We're not sure when, but look for it. And I'm going to turn it over to Dorothy, who's going to talk about how that plaque came together. So, Dorothy?
Dorothy, you got here. You got to unmute.
Unmute.
There you go. I unmuted you. Oh, wait. You got to unmute, Dorothy.
Okay, now how?
There you go. There you go.
We're in business. Okay.
Yep.
Well, as Nancy was saying, we got the word from Maryland back in mid-October. And but doing that, we decided that we needed to do something to recognize her years of her time and effort. When a plaque was suggested, I just happened to have had a classmate of mine, classmate. So he's 93, still working. And his name is Jim Anderson. And he's running a company called the AAA Awards. It's AAA Awards. And they make trophies, plaques, medals, and ribbons for businesses, among who are 3M and other large corporations, as well as many other companies, and of course, all sports teams. Todd called him, and he was anxious to do something for us and gave me a couple of suggestions. And then he asked if we bought a logo. So I got hold of the logo, forwarded it to him. And when he saw that, he said, that's going to change his mind as to going from a large wooden plaque to something more suitable for that would be more reminding of this for the sailing event. And so anyhow, then he asked for, as he was working on that, getting the logo on different backgrounds, then he suggested getting something else, what to say on it. So I happened to be talking to Margaret Jones out in Maine, and within an hour, she sent me 4 different designs, and I forwarded them on to Jim, and he came up with a totally different design, which is the one that you see now, a beautiful acrylic design that had everything etched into the back of it so that you see through it. And then it had waves all around it. So I was delighted to have it. And then when he heard about the story in the sailing club and all of our activities and about Maryland, he said, I'll do this for you for pro bono. And of course, I was very quick to say, oh no, we can't do that, but thank you. Followed up with that. So anyhow, then the only thing is, he said, we can only put so much on a plaque. You'll have to do something with the memories to go along with it. So we got in touch with Scott, and what Scott did then was amazing, and just a suggestion morphed into the beautiful design which Marilyn now has and will show. We'll turn this over to Scott now. Are you there, Scott? He thought he could get tuned in tonight.
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Good.
Yep, we can hear you.
I don't only hear you, we can see you.
Hey, Scott, before you start talking, I just want everybody to think, I don't know how many of you are using speaker view. If you go to the upper right-hand corner, rather than seeing all the little pictures, you go up to view in the upper right-hand corner and click on speaker view, and then you get a larger shot of the person speaking. That's all.
Then again, I like to kind of hide in the crowd, so if you don't want to, that's fine too. So so listening to one of the board of directors meetings and found out that Marilyn was going to get this plaque, I started thinking, plaque's great, but how does she know what the rest of us feel like? And I started thinking Marilyn has been editor for about 7 years, and which equates to almost 90 issues that she's presented to us month after month after month, which many of us look forward to, especially those of us that can't get to every meeting because there's recaps and we know what's coming up, what trips are available, maybe trip recaps and stuff like that. But each of those issues were very, very time intensive. And so I wanted to do something personal from all of us. And I thought the best way to do that is to perhaps create a bearings just for Marilyn. So the idea spawned, and I emailed everybody, and I got a good response. As a matter of fact, such a good response, we were able to give her a 15-page bearings with sentiments from many, many of the members. And probably the very best thing that I can think of about putting this together was really realizing how much Marilyn has been loved for her editorial skills on bearings, as well as her contributions to Northern Lights Sailing Club through the icebreaker at Lake Nokomis in the springtime, perhaps the opening her house up in the summertime for the potlucks, participating in the different sports, being in the kitchen when everybody else is having fun at the shrimp boil. Many of you don't know probably that Marilyn and John and a number of us get to the shrimp boil perhaps 3 to 4 hours before the actual shrimp boil. And Marilyn and John are usually the first ones there opening it up and getting it ready. So she has done just a tremendous contributions to the club. Many of us don't see, which are in the backgrounds, but certainly the bearings was one of the finest things. I want to note that Marilyn had some competition for the bearings editor position, and she and I ran off for that position. And so I hold this dubious honor of being the only person in Northern Lights Sailing Club that ran for a board position but lost in that position. No one else has ever run and lost except me. However, that said, I didn't really lose. I actually won, and not only that, Northern Lights Sailing Club won because Marilyn did such a terrific job, head and shoulders above what I could have ever done. So congratulations, Marilyn, job well done. I will post that bearings on either whatever I can do, maybe the Facebook page or the NLSC.org page. But there's some great sentiments in there that really reflect the great job Marilyn has done. Thank you, Marilyn.
And was there anyone else that wanted to speak? Because I think we were going to go to Marilyn and have her show us all the plaque. But of course, you have to talk so that the video goes to you. So that means you'd have to unmute yourself.
I'm unmuted. But
Okay.
you're still on. How do you go? You have to mute yourself.
No, just keep talking.
Okay.
Good.
Okay. This is the plaque. I can't see myself at all. This is the plaque, and I put a black piece of paper behind it because otherwise it reflects.
Okay, go back a little bit.
I can't see it at all because I'm up in the little square. I don't see the big screen at all. Okay, can you see it now?
Yeah.
It's just beautiful. It's just beautifully done. And it's all acrylic. I put black behind it because you wouldn't be able to see it otherwise.
Maybe
It's got like a beveled edge on both all the way around. It's etched in there just beautifully.
Marilyn, can you put it up again, but turn it around the other way? It's showing up backwards.
Yeah, right.
No, can you show it again? Just flip it over.
What do you mean?
You gotta turn it 180
Show us
degrees.
the other side.
Yeah, well, wait, I thought I did that already. Just a second. But now I've got to hold the black on the other side.
Right.
Does that come up? Or is that still
Yeah,
backwards?
but you have to hold it closer to yourself.
Okay, I'm trying to get it out of the light. Can you see it now?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
And it's beveled, beautiful. And then the book is gonna be backwards, I think, because I can't turn that around, but it starts in there. There's a picture of me that says commemorative edition on the bottom. It's just beautiful. And I want to thank you for the beautiful plaque and commemorative bearings book. And I was
Lisa, can you mute
Yes.
Jackie again?
Yep.
I was completely surprised and shocked when the group came to present them to me. And John did a great job of keeping the secret. He was a little worried about how he was going to keep me home because 1 o'clock is usually the time that I'm out biking or now skating on the lake. And fortunately, on that particular Sunday, the weather didn't cooperate for either of those activities, so I was at home. And in fact, I had just called Nancy Cracky on the phone to ask her something about St. Martin. And she said, oh my gosh, I'm in the middle of something. I'm going to have to call you back. And like a minute later, the doorbell rang and there was this group out on the front stoop and I was just absolutely shocked. So I certainly appreciate all the kind comments and I'm so glad you've all appreciated the work that went into publishing bearings. Seeing the beautiful plaque and reading the book really has brought tears to my eyes. I just am so glad that everyone appreciates the work. And thanks particularly to Margaret for designing the plaque, to Dorothy for having the plaque made, to Scott for compiling the comments and photos for the book, and for the group who made the trek to Maudemedi for the presentation. And I've enjoyed being the person to read your articles, many of which had me laughing, some had me groaning, but they've all been fun. And in addition to the articles that provide entertainment and education, I've tried to keep you informed of what's happening in the club. And although bearings will be shorter until we get a new editor, I hope you continue to read it, enjoy it, and I hope you continue to submit articles and photos that are of interest to the club. I really want to thank everyone who contributed to this project. I'm just overwhelmed and so pleased. Thank you so much. And thanks to John for keeping the secret. Thanks again.
Yay. I'm typing for everyone since almost everyone is muted. But again, thanks, Marilyn, very much. Okay, so now we're going to get on to the meat of the meeting. And so I'm going to turn it over to Tom.
All righty, unmuted. So Betty and I, where's Betty on my screen here? You're out there somewhere. We've been working on this along with the board for a number of months. And it didn't take long when we decided rather than having the party that we weren't going to have, and there's so much need out there that it would be good to think of some philanthropic organization local that we could do. And we'd done work with urban boat builders in the past, and we quickly came to the decision that urban boat builders would be a good opportunity because as Michael Worth, who you may be wondering who this guy is with the beautiful Christmas tree over his right shoulder. Michael, you're going to have to introduce yourself. And I can't remember your position there, but I think it has something to do with fundraising. And so Michael and I and Betty have been doing some trial Zooms. And we did another one trying to get videos to run. So it's been a learning experience, but through a lot of gyrations, I think we have it down. So Michael is going to share his screen. I hope you've got the authority. We'll see. You should. And he's got a brief PowerPoint, and we're going to go to a couple of YouTubes. So take it away, Michael.
Yeah, let me unmute here and let me ensure that I am I'm sharing with audio authority, as Tom pointed out. In the meantime, good evening, happy holidays. It's nice to see all of you. I've met a couple of you, Jeff Tam, I've met you before. Jerry Sicard, I've never met you before, but I admire you because you were on our bylaws to help found the organization, which is now 25 years old. And I'm sure there are others involved in this organization that have had their hands in urban boat builders. So thank you very much. Yeah, so to start, and just to start off, are there any tech issues? Are people able to see this presentation? I'm going to defer to Tom as he's the IT expert. Are we all good?
Yep, looks good.
Great. Yeah, so my name is Michael Worth. I've been with Urban Boat Builders for about 6 years. I'm the community engagement director, meaning that I oversee fundraising, strategy, development work, outreach work, as well as volunteer management. We're a pretty small team at Urban Boat Builders. We have about 10 employees, and we are nimble, and we're feisty, and we're flexible. So we have been working to adapt over the last 25 years, as some of you may know, because you have been involved in our work. But we've also been extremely nimble and feisty this year with COVID. A little bit about myself is that I have a background in youth development work. So after college, I had a job with the Conservation Corps of Minnesota and Iowa, which is another nonprofit organization, which is through AmeriCorps, which is the federal program. And I did natural resource work outside with youth. It was extremely meaningful. It was a lot of fun to be outside all the time, except for when you're in the middle of January and you're chainsawing trees. But through that, I heard of Urban Boat Builders, and I joined Urban Boat Builders in 2014 as a boat building instructor. I had never built a boat before. I was pretty hands-on, just in general in life. Liked feeling the confidence and the success that you get out of building something with your hands. But more so, I was experienced in working with young people. And so I started there, and I think many of you have probably seen that old shop that was on University Avenue near that Walmart off of Pascal. And I started there. We moved over to our new shop, which is on 2288 University Avenue, which is still in St. Paul. It's a little bit closer towards the Minneapolis border, near Vandalia. If any of you are familiar with the recycling plant, Rock 10, now West Rock, they have a large recycling plant, and that's our backyard, and actually a pretty good referral source for our youth to go to after they graduate from the program. So we have at Urban Boat Builders, we have a staff of 10 people right now, and they're made up of full-time salaried staff as well as contract staff. So the contract staff are primarily responsible for doing the partnership programs where we go into high schools and middle schools and we teach academically enhanced woodworking. And I'll go into that a little bit deeper here in a second. But yeah, we've had 10 staff. Generally in a non-COVID year, we've had about 250 volunteers. And the volunteer program is wide and far, and I can talk a little bit about it more here later on, but we've been very thankful just in general, to be able to pay our youth apprentices the entire time throughout all of this. And so much of that is done from people like y'all that have already gone out and donated to Urban Boat Builders or have donated in the past, and we so appreciate that. So thank you very much. As I said, our mission is to empower youth to succeed and work in life through woodworking and experiential learning. So that's what we do. We take boat building and woodworking, and we use that as a vehicle to teach and to provide opportunity for youth to achieve success. So they can find success through skill building, like job readiness, work training, such as mock interviewing and financial literacy, or pre-COVID, now virtual, we do job site visits. So we do site visits to construction sites that are virtual. We used to do it in person, hard hat and all. It was a lot of fun, but we're working our way back to that point. And we do a lot of social and emotional skill building. So if any of you are not familiar with social and emotional skill building, you're just like me before I started at Urban Boat Builder. It's listed as a number of different things. So you have social and emotional skills, you have career and future readiness. There's all these different titles to talk about how human beings build skills to be successful in life. And a number of, I'm sure all of you know what they are. It's how to talk to people. It's how to give and receive feedback. It's how to work in a team. It's how to build relationships. It's things that are linked to success in life that are proven by research. And so those are really the core of our programs. We use woodworking as the vehicle to hook people. It's fun to steam bend ribs, to pull them out when they're burning hot with no gloves on, because if you wear gloves, you're going too slow. and you pull them out and you have to bend these ribs over this hull of this canoe. And during all of that, you learn so much about yourself, including resiliency and confidence and success. And oftentimes, a lot of the young people that I've worked with and that I see our staff works with don't find those opportunities in life. So we try to provide that at Urban Boat Builders from you and from all the support that we get through the community. Our partnership program is where we, pre-COVID, I'm just going to say all of this pre-COVID, and then I'll give you a brief update on where we are. Pre-COVID, it's an academically enhanced woodworking instruction where we go into middle schools, high schools, other organizations, and we teach academically enhanced woodworking. What we do in the process is we go out and we recruit schools or organizations through outreach events like the State Fair, which obviously didn't happen this year, even though I hear there's a really good light show going on this year. And we meet partners. So we meet teachers, passionate parents, administrators, and the such. And we talk with them and we figure out if there's room in the budget for them to have this paid for service program. Once we develop the budget and we sign the contract, we have another meeting to talk about, what do your students need? Is it leadership? Is it art, science, math, social, emotional skill building? Is it something different? We're flexible. We love this program because, as you can see below, we serve 600 to 900 youth per year, which allows us to serve so many more youth without taking up any of our space. We have awesome volunteers in a normal pre-COVID year that can rip the lumber, pack the materials, send these out into our schools, and we bring the instructor, the tools, and they provide the youth, and we just do it from there. And what's great is that we can really tailor it to what the school or the organization needs. It can be a 2-week-long intensive program where we're just carving paddles and we're doing social and emotional skill building. We're facilitating workshops around that, or it can stretch out over the whole course of a semester or even the whole course of a school year, where we're going a lot deeper. But what's great is that it serves 600 and 900 youth per year. On the high end, we've served over 1,000. This year, unfortunately, it's about 250,000 or 250. What's fun is that the partner, once they sign on to the project, we build paddles, toolboxes, skateboards, longboards, kayaks, canoes. They get to keep it after the end of the program. And that can go towards on-water programming. They can hang it up in the hallway like a trophy, if you will, or they can donate it back, raffle it off, and help support the programming to come forward. So through this program, we've been able to serve a lot more and have really sustainable long-term partnerships. This program was sort of launched out of, some of you are familiar, I'm sure, with Boys Totem Town, which is now closed down. It was a way for us to get into a juvenile corrections facility and to teach and educate young people that are incarcerated how to do something with their hands, how to stay busy, how to try woodworking, find that success, and sort of build that confidence. And after my colleague Phil, who you'll see later on in the videos, he was sort of responsible with that program, and he saw these youth that he cared so much about. They responded so well to just hands-on education, experiential learning, and they would leave corrections. It's like, great, right? And then he'd see them a month later. And so from that, he saw that over and over and over again. And so from that, he saw the apprenticeship program, which is the next program I'd like to talk about, which is a program that he thought might help young people find success, build confidence after they leave. A partnership program, which is just one example, is Boys Totem Town. So the apprenticeship program is sort of where a lot of our funding goes to. The partnership program, the school or the organization pays us money. We go in, we pay staff, we pay transportation costs, we pay for all the materials that go into it. It's essentially a break even, sometimes a net loss program. But the apprenticeship program is what a lot of our funding goes to, what a lot of your donations go to. So unfortunately it's not 600 to 900 youth, because we just don't have the bandwidth or the staff capacity or space to fulfill that. But the youth get to stay with us a lot longer, and they get so much more out of the program. I mean, as an instructor, I still talk to youth every week that I worked with. So what it is, and I'm sure that some of you know a lot about this because you've been involved with the organization and you've been to our space before. So I'm sorry if I'm a broken record, but this is my first time interacting with this group. So I just want to give the overview. It's for young people that are 16 to 19 years old, and we're a little bit flexible on that. It's about 15 to 20, just to be real with all of you, is that they're facing some sort of barrier to employment. So it can be anything from you're a teen parent, you are a first generation American, English is a second language to you, you get free lunch at school, so you're low income, you have chemical dependency issues, or you're on probation. It can be a wide array of things that, I mean, honestly, I have faced in life, and that a lot of people I know in my life have faced in life when they were teenagers. We all, a lot of teenagers have struggles, whether it's you're not as social as you think you should be, or if you have hard thoughts in life. We all do that. So we're pretty open with that. What's most important is that we meet with every person that applies to this program, every young person, and we sit and we talk with them. We make sure that, is this a fit for them? Because we don't want to set someone up who's having a difficult time in life for another point to fail. We want to make sure that they are going to have fun, succeed, and do well. We want to make sure that they get something out of this. So for instance, last fall, we had a hiring cycle. We were hiring 19 people, and over 60 of them applied. So the need in the community, just our local community, is absolutely there. We have to find more space, more resources to expand this, which I can talk about a little bit later on when I get to the COVID section. Excuse me, but thank you for your for really good listening, and thank you for the muting. So what they do in the apprenticeship program, it's a little bit deeper. So they spend about 120 contact hours per cohort. So if you think of a school semester, we break it up into like trimesters, if you will, for the calendar year. We have a spring, summer, and fall cohort, and they're with us for about 4 months a year. There's a couple of weeks in between for interviewing and training and what have you, but they're about with us for about 4 months a year, and they're eligible to apply all the way up to 18 months. And so as they start at the junior apprentice, which is honestly just like, you can have no woodworking experience, no hands-on experience. You didn't get a job at McDonald's, thank God, and you're working with us now. And so, so they work with us. The senior apprentices and the youth instructors help mentor and train these junior apprentices in. They start off the program by doing a personal project, which can be a longboard, a toolbox, a paddle, and they build that all the way through by themselves with help from the instructors and other lead youth. It's a really good way to sort of pre-COVID, again, I'm sorry to keep saying that, but it looked a lot different, to kind of help them orient themselves with the workshop, with the relationships, with just kind of the general structure of showing up on time, punching in, things like that you might learn as a first job. So they go through the program. Junior apprentices are eligible to go on all the wilderness trips, to do everything else. It's just more of sort of an introductory role. The senior apprentices play a little bit more responsibility. They can stay on for another 4 months, and they kind of help welcome the junior apprentices, do some mentoring, lead a little bit of workshops, and they just, from my experience, they get a lot more invested in the program. They want to get more out of it. They want to learn more skills, get more opportunities. And then youth instructors are, they are very competitive. There's 4 youth instructors per cohort. Per cohort, there are about 22 youth. So you have 4 out of 22 chance of making it. Someone I'm sure who's a lot better at math than I can break that down into a fraction, because I hadn't thought about that ahead of time. But they are like, they're like staff members. They facilitate the day, they plan the day, they execute it, they do a lot of team building, relationship building, facilitating of trainings, and they can stay in that position for up to a year. And really that's where I see so much growth, is that, for instance, I was talking to, I don't know if any of you, and I can't see everybody, but if anyone had a chance to attend our virtual fundraiser in October called Untapped Potential, we had one of our alumni, whose name is Marquise, speak about his experience. And he was a youth instructor for a year. He's 21 now, and he's making almost as much money as I am, and I'm 34 years old. So he's working at a recycling plant doing really technical work, and is getting paid, has really good benefits, and has a family, and has an apartment, has steady housing, has support for his parents and things like that. So what we see is that the partnership program is incredible, because we can serve so many young people, and it doesn't impact us on having space. As long as we can get the tools and everything put together and brought out to youth and coordinate all the logistics, which thankfully I'm not a part of, that we can serve a ton of young people and give them hands-on education. But the apprenticeship program, which is super donation-based, is where we see so much growth, so much change, and so much opportunity. I mean, that's where, when you give someone, 120 hours and more, and more and more and more, it's like a mentorship, right? You serve these people in a meaningful way. And that's the spark for me, is that apprenticeship program. I love the partnership program. I love expanding our mission, showing people what we do in different schools and expanding the outreach. But the apprenticeship program, in my honest opinion, is where we make a serious difference. And I mean, we have people that are from the organization 15 years ago, 20 years ago, calling us, coming into the organization, telling about how they have a family, how they're working IT jobs, and they are doing incredibly well in life. And really, it was this one thing that they needed in their life. And we don't claim the credit for any of this success. All we're doing is providing the opportunity. If the youth want to join with us, we'll give them opportunity, but it's their success. They're doing it. So in the end, for the apprenticeship program, the culminating capstone experience, which is my favorite part, is when the youth build their boats and they get to go to the Boundary Waters, or the St. Croix River, or on the Minnesota River. Those are the best. I mean, y'all are boat people, so you know what it's like to be on the water, to enjoy that, to thrive in that moment. For someone who's never been out of cell phone service, who's never slept in a tent or a sleeping bag before, it's amazing. I mean, you see the transformation as you drive up, you go over the big hill, you see Lake Superior as you go through Duluth, and you get your way up north into Ely and Tower, and you see the stress, you see the anxiety of the cell phone not working, but then you see the genuine human side of them when you're 2 days into the woods and you got 6 portages to go and 3 lakes to jump. And it's incredible. I mean, that's the best part of the trip, or I mean, that's the best part of the experience, in my opinion, just because I've been on it multiple times. For instance, 2 years ago, I was up north with Marquise, actually, and we were sleeping. It was night 2, so people were kind of getting over cell phone society anxiety, and he woke me up in the middle of the night and said, "I see UFOs." I said, "What do you mean UFOs?" So I get out of the tent and I said, "Marquise, those are the Northern Lights. I've never seen these before." And he was so excited and thought that he would never forget that moment in his life. I certainly haven't. It's been unreal. But as we go on about the program, I know that, sorry, let me back up here. Tom, is it okay if I still play a video?
Yeah. You know, we got other things we need to do tonight. So yeah, why don't you show the 2 videos we talked about? Sure. That would be good. Yeah. For sure. I mean, you can go through the rest of your slides quickly, but
no worries. Yeah, I mean, I can just go through this pretty quickly, actually. So with COVID, yeah, we've had a pretty pivoted apprenticeship program. We've been in person, virtual, hybrid, everything. All summer long, we were in person, which was amazing, masked up, distance. We split the workbenches apart. Instead of doing boat building, we did individualized projects, so like paddles and camping chairs and toolbox. And youth got to keep some of those and take them home. From this entire year, we've continued to pay and support youth. We've provided as fair wages as we can. We've also partnered with a food bank to provide food to their families throughout the year, which was a priority for sure. The partnership program, yeah, certainly the most impacted program. You all know a lot of schools closed down. So we kind of transitioned what we were doing, and we created more individualized projects, which are able to be taught over Zoom. So we do like a camping chair or a camping stool construction. It's all virtual. We have 3 of them right now. We would normally be at about 15 programs right now. So it's definitely been an impact on the revenue side of things, but we've been able to maintain expenses and manage that. So that's kind of where we're at with COVID. We also have a volunteer program, which I'm sure many of y'all have either heard about or attended yourself, like Jeff Tam. But we normally have about 250 volunteers each year. We're at a very limited volunteer capacity right now. Right now, in this moment, it's pretty much board and committee meetings to make sure that that the organization is on track. We normally have open shop on Wednesday nights from 6:30 to 9, where it's in-person woodworking, boat building, shop storage solutions, things of that nature, which has been axed as of right now with COVID, and we're just staying safe. And then we have a Monday and a Tuesday night crew that does a lot of millwork and prepping of materials for kits that go out. So we've been impacted. We are very fortunate. We are very fortunate to have a lot of dedicated supporters that have kept us afloat, that have kept our youth employed, that have kept myself employed, that have kept the organization going. So thank you to everyone who has been a part of this. Next year is going to be another challenge, and we're gonna do our best to keep supporting the youth that we care about so much. The last slide before I show a couple of videos is how to get involved. Volunteer. Yeah, it's a limited process right now. If you want to volunteer, email me. I'm sure Tom can send you my email address and let me know what kind of capacity you're in. We might be at a point next year where the state fair is a possibility. We need a ton of volunteers for that. We have a fall fundraising gala that's next year, and we might be in person for that. We just don't know, where we could use a ton of volunteers. There's also a lot of room to volunteer on a board level, on a committee level, on a woodworking level. We just gotta wait and stay safe until we can do this in person more. Donate. A lot of you have donated. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that. It is going to help us tremendously going into the end of this year and into 2021. You can donate by going to urbanboatbuilders.org. You can buy a boat. There aren't that many boats available. We have boats for sale for sure, but because the youth have gone to a more individualized woodworking to stay safe by social distancing, we don't have a ton of boats available, as many as we would at this point in the year. But there are ways to buy a boat. You can see our website for that. I am gonna say thank you very much. And I'm gonna play a couple videos if that's still okay with you, Tom. This first video, sorry, my Wi-Fi is not been the happiest today. This first video is a feature from Fox 9 News done a couple years ago. Tom, are you able to see that clearly?
Yes, right now, I tell you, once you hit play, did you click on share sound?
I did.
Okay. Let her rip.
6:46, and welcome back on this Monday. Well, Twin Cities students
Looks
are
good so
learning
far.
to build boats as part of a unique life-changing program.
It's not just about hammering and sanding. These students are learning about hard work and responsibility. Like that. Don Stevens joins us now with more on this story, and we
Michael,
can see
you could do full
our
screen.
News video,
Yeah.
the canoes and beautiful work they're doing.
It's serious work too. Those are real canoes. They take them out on the lakes. Yeah, it's called Urban Boat Builders, and each year it helps hundreds of students in the Twin Cities. These kids are picked maybe because they're struggling in a traditional school setting, but for a few months out of the year, they feel welcome and gain confidence and self-esteem. He's shaving wood with all his might, determined to hand build a floating canoe in just 10 weeks.
I didn't like responsibility at first.
High schooler Q Adams calls this his safe place. Urban Boat Builders is teaching him the streets have nothing good to offer.
I have anger issues. Working here, it's like you develop different skills. So it's like you're gonna get your act together or you're just gonna be stuck in the same situation.
Skills like being on time each day so he can take home a paycheck. Positive interaction with his peers, responsibility,
You clamp this while I do this.
and teamwork.
It's critical that we work with these youth and give them these chances to really create futures for themselves.
Executive Director Mark Hosmer leads about 500 students every year. This summer's apprenticeship pays about $10 an hour. Students come from challenging backgrounds or haven't succeeded in a traditional classroom.
Are we lashing these on there?
We're bending the ropes over here.
Larry Carpenter used to skip school. Now she's an instructor.
As long as it's like to this thing, to the wheel.
Teaching others how to steam bend the wood, making the rib of the canoe.
I was getting in trouble a lot with my mom, but now my mom sees that I have like a responsibility and I'm actually trying to do things. and I've been going to school, getting better grades.
These students are also lashing 187 pieces of nylon thread, one string at a time, to hinge the frame.
Oh, that's nice. Yes.
After 3 long months of very intense, hard work, these boats get to hit Minnesota lakes, and the students get to steer their vessels for the very first time. Last month, the spring class launched their canoes on Lake Calhoun,
Sometimes the boat tips over, but they get right back in it and try again.
embarking on their final lesson to never give up.
Don't go under, just kayak.
And back in the classroom, these students now hold the tools to a smoother sailing future.
I feel like urban boat builders can really change someone's life.
Well, Urban Boat Builders is looking to buy a new trailer to haul around all the equipment and the boats and canoes. If you'd like to help or volunteer, you can learn more just by visiting urbanboatbuilders.org.
It was really fascinating.
Yeah.
And,
Isn't it?
I mean, I'm sure that there's quite a sense of satisfaction and,
Big
you know,
time
just kind of working with
accomplishment at the
wood
end.
and just making your own boat.
And kind of old world craftsmanship and then responsibility all
Right.
together. That's great.
They can use those skills after high
life.
school, after college, for life. Yeah,
That's
it's
right.
great.
Excellent. All right. Thank you, Don.
Sure.
Great. Yeah, Don was great to work with. Don Stevens from Fox 9. They she understood the transferable life skills. You know, it's not just about building a boat, it's about working on yourself. And before I take any questions.
So this next video was the one we really worked hard to get because you got to see it. You know?
Yeah, it's pretty funny. So every year for the last 6 years, we've gone to the state fair, and I'm sure many of you have been to the state fair. There are tons and tons of people, right? And we're right by the DNR booth, or we're a part of the DNR booth, right by the DNR fish pond, and we get thousands of people asking, "How strong are those skin-on frame boats?" So it's a bit of comedy, a bit of satire, but some humor, I think, to wrap up the year of 2020.
Phil, I always get the question, what are our canoes made out of?
It's interesting that you should ask, Christopher. The skin is made out of ballistic nylon fabric. And actually, we answer that question so much that I'm sick of it. And today, we're going to abuse this test panel with a variety of different tools so that we can shut up all the haters.
Yeah, because that's the second question I get is, how strong is this canoe? And we're about to find out. Safety.
Safety is a priority.
We'll check it out with a paddle.
Not too shabby. Two or one hand? My forehand. Oh, I broke the frame. I'm gonna hit down here. That's the corner of a mallet. It just dented this. It did nothing to the skin.
Here we go.
Wow. A lot of impact with this. Wow, that's actually impressive. Wow, I'm hitting as hard as I can, and I can't put this end through. I thought maybe I could if I really wailed it. Right on the corner there. No, I can't even do it.
So
Michael, I got to ask you, who was I think it was a woman, who was taking the video and laughing?
yeah, that was on a cold winter day in 2018 where we were ready for some action, and her name was Mary, and she used to work with us. She did development and communications work, but she was a lot of fun to work with. Are there any questions from anybody at this point? I'm not sure about your time frame, Tom, so I don't want to impede or overstep my time boundaries. So
Oh,
I
if
have a
people have questions, go ahead and unmute yourself and
I
ask
have
your
a question, Michael. Can you hear me?
Yes. Hi, Barb.
I'm
Sorry, Barb, you got muted on us.
sorry. Class 2, Class 3 rapids. I'm on the Kinnickinnic River. And ask Heidi about that. And so I wonder, have you actually tried it on whitewater, or is it only lakes? And I mean, that's wonderful, the demonstration of the skin on frame boats, but I wonder.
Yeah, for sure. I love the Kinney, by the way. It's so much
Oh,
fun to paddle.
yeah, I'm in River Falls, so.
Oh,
I'm
got
there
it.
all the time.
Yeah. So
So
amazing to paddle.
I wonder, about, I mean, I have a pretty, substantial little kayak, and I hit a lot of rocks a lot of times. So I wondered.
Yeah, I mean, y'all are boat people, so I'm just gonna be honest with you, like I am with most people, unless they're fair goers that are being mean to me. But the canoes and the skin, they do super well. I mean, our youth find beaver dams, they find rocks, they find sticks that they shouldn't find because they're novice paddlers, and it doesn't puncture.
Oh, great.
But a sharp rock, which I have found on the Kinney, would do you in. And a sharp stick would do the same thing. A knife can certainly puncture that skin, absolutely. What's good about it though is that it's, as Phil said in the video, it's called ballistic nylon. So it's a nylon skin that was designed to help support airmen. So when they would parachute out of a plane, it would be shrapnel resistant. So even if it does puncture, the weaving is so complicated that it can't tear easily. Like you couldn't just tear it open.
Right.
So if you were to have an owie, you would put duct tape over it.
Yeah.
In the short term.
Yeah.
But in the long term, you would patch it up like a bike tire. You would kind of
Oh.
scuff sand over and around the area.
Right.
You'd put a little bit more polyurethane on it and then put another piece of skin on top of it to kind of seal it.
I'm going to buy one then. My other question is, I saw a lot of girls along with boys. Does there seem to be a balance, or is it predominantly adolescent males?
Yeah, that's such a great question. Thanks for asking that, Barb. Yeah, I mean, woodworking is, at least in Minnesota, is a white male dominated field. It just is. So we've been pretty intentional about including other people. I mean, our program targets youth that are of BIPOC, of Black, Indigenous, people of color, that we can serve, but we've seen a tremendous interest in women and people that identify as feminine. So right now we have the most women in the program that we've ever had since I've been around. Yeah, so it's about 60% women right now, which is interesting and cool.
Yeah. Oh, how about fear of water for urban kids?
Oh, you're hitting all the good questions.
I was a
Barb.
teacher for
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so real. I mean, young people that I mean, just from talking from a personal level and on an organizational level, kids that I've worked with are scared of the water. They don't think life jackets work. They don't think life jackets will save your life. In that moment where you're doing on-water training before you go to the boundary waters, because you want to get them as comfortable as possible on boats, that you do that tip and that T-rescue, it's life-changing. I mean, that feeling of buoyancy and just sitting there and realizing that a life jacket does work if it's properly put on, is crazy. It's wild. But yeah, there's definitely a fear of water. We've talked about incorporating some sort of swimming lessons into the apprenticeship program at least, because the last thing you want is someone to build something with their hands, experience all that success and confidence, and then get into it and be scared,
Right.
So yeah,
Okay.
it's a good point you bring up. But yeah, we do trainings where youth are,
We have canoe paddles to show. How would we be able to do that? Or should we wait till you're not?
Just hold it up there, Marilyn.
Okay,
Yeah, I would love to see it, Marilyn.
Tom wants us to wait.
No, go ahead, Marilyn. Hold up your canoe paddles. Do you
Okay.
have them right there?
Yep, we do.
You built these, right, Marilyn?
Yeah, we built them at Urban Boat Builders. And when you say it was a week-long program, well, it took John and me a little bit longer than that, even with help from your great helpers there. So
Beautiful.
mine is made out of mahogany, birch, and cherry. That's this one. And John's is walnut, did we say? Walnut, birch, and what? Mahogany.
Yeah.
Mahogany. And I tell you, it was the hardest physical labor I have ever done in my life, even with help. But it was so rewarding to work with those kids and to see the great things that they can accomplish and that we were able to accomplish with them. I want to thank you very much for that opportunity.
And thank you.
Okay, Michael, I've got the screen up showing the website. We've been sending it out multiple times. Sometimes the email didn't work right and it truncated it, and this one here on my screen, at least, it's cutting off the lights. Is that the same way for other people? The PowerPoint showing the Give Lively, Donate, Urban Boat Builders / Northern Lights / dash sailing. So
I see it all on my end. I don't know about other folks.
It looks great.
Okay. So I'm watching, I got on my other laptop, I'm watching the website here on Give Lively. So I'm hoping to see that number start moving up here. But I'm going to stop sharing. And we got everybody up here. And thank you again, Michael. We're going to move on with our next part of our program. You're more than welcome to stay. It won't be long before Larry's out there somewhere. He's probably taking a nap, I think, but we'll find him. He's going to do some singing for us. But before that, we were going to have a little ugly sweater contest. Did anybody else have anything to, I see Amy, is that a sweater you've got on there? You're muted. I just see flashing lights. Who's that? Let's see. Dorothy, what do you?
The cute one.
Dorothy's got something there. I've got
Beautiful.
I've got a Santa Claus suit sweater. See? Who else? Kim?
Well, don't forget Marilyn too.
Yeah, Marilyn's
flashing too.
It's a flasher.
Well, I have a sweater on, but you better not call it ugly.
Yeah.
I don't know, Tom. I think you've taken the award.
I don't know.
I have an ugly sweatshirt, but I don't know if you can see it.
I'm trying to understand Jerry's hat.
Jerry's hat?
Yeah.
We need to see you, Jerry.
What does it do?
Just a second. Hey, Jackie, can you mute yourself again?
That was pretty ugly.
Jackie?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. There you go.
We got another sailing hat.
Okay. The other thing is,
Michael's saying thank you and good night to everyone because he has to put his kid to bed.
Actually, I like Scott. Scott, what's the history of your jacket you've got on?
Oh, yeah, Scott. Mm-hmm.
You're muted, Scott. Oh, we're muted. You're not muted.
He might not be there. Maybe he ran off.
His suit debuted at 2 years ago at the holiday party.
Yeah.
When we do the murder mystery.
I
unmuted.
can't.
Now you can see it.
There you go. Yeah, that's a winner.
So anybody have any?
But you have to have the correct pants to go with it. Shorts.
Yeah, right.
Oh yeah.
And flip
Oh,
flops.
sorry.
Did anybody bring any favorite holiday drink they want to share with us?
Not me.
Okay,
One of my
I brought
favorites.
one. It's made with vodka, Kahlua, a glass about this big, and you just fill it up with both, and then you dump in a half a jug of cinnamon and mix it up, and then you fall asleep for the next 3 days.
I would think so.
Jameson neat.
So we've got the cranberry martinis here.
Oh,
Don has created for either Thanksgiving or Hanukkah or any of the holidays. It's actually good any day of the week. So it's pretty yummy.
I have Swedish glögg.
Things.
I have Swedish glögg with wine.
Swedish grog with wine?
Yes,
Yum.
Swedish glögg.
Okay, Swedish grog.
No, Glogg.
Oh, glog.
Glögg.
Okay.
Frog.
Dorothy's been drinking since last night. What do you have tonight? Dorothy,
What?
you've been drinking since last night's board meeting. What have you got going tonight?
Same thing.
Just drinking a frog.
Dark and stormies, and I've only finished one and
Oh.
I've got the second one waiting. Here's number 2. Here's number 1, almost through.
Dorothy, that's our summer drink.
Honey.
Here's to everybody. I want to wish you all the most wonderful holidays in spite of 2020.
Here's to a happy new year in 2021. Cheers.
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 And here's to more sailing. And here's to continuing our Northern Light Sailing Club. May it continue with fair winds.
I'll
Fair
drink
wind.
to that.
Cheers.
I'll drink to that too.
Bark.
See, my dog even agreed. Okay, Tom, let's move on.
All right. So we're moving into the entertainment portion of the program. And Larry's there getting his guitar all warmed up. I've actually known Larry. I think I've known you. You can better unmute yourself, Larry.
Wait, let me mute everybody first, okay?
Okay.
Okay, am I
I'm gonna mute
unmuted
everybody.
now?
Nope, I'm muting everybody. Now you can unmute.
Okay. Yeah, you got to unmute yourself again now, Larry.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah. So I've known Larry, I think, for about maybe 30 years.
Quite a while.
Larry and his partner Judy used to have, and maybe you still do, but I'm just not invited anymore. Used to have an annual holiday party at your house. But
Well,
we've
we used to have it in kind of in conjunction. Well, we did done a couple of them. One's in conjunction with the Pikes Creek Keel Club.
Yes.
Which is kind of based in Port Superior, and that one. We also started having one with when Jack Cully had their seminar. We'd gather people here afterwards.
That was at the Thunderbird. That goes way back to the early 80s, doesn't it?
Yeah, a long time ago. I used to give a talk at that for the last several years of it.
Yeah. So anyway, Larry and I have been dock mates at Port Superior on Pier 3. His boat has been across from mine and down a few.
Down a few.
And you and Judy have sailed all over Lake Superior for years, right?
Well, we do mostly the Canadian North Shore.
Yeah.
You know, we have been up through much of the lake, yeah.
Yeah.
And then we've done a few OPB trips, other people's boat trips.
Yeah.
I've done
Larry,
2 North Atlantic crossings.
what's the name of your boat, Larry?
Allegro.
I was two boats down. I was in Bluebell, and you helped me a lot with the sail.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, we're Allegro. It's a Mason 33. We couldn't do the North Shore this year because the border was closed. So we didn't get much sailing in, and hope for next year.
So Larry has donated his fee that he would normally charge for a Zoom meeting to Urban Boat Builders. So that's we thank you for that, Larry.
You're welcome.
He also has a website. He has some YouTube, and he also has some really wonderful CDs, which I've had one of them in my car for about 15 years.
Yeah, I've got 2 CDs out, and then I've since the lockdown, or or at least the discouragement of going anywhere, I've recorded self-recorded 17 songs and put them up on YouTube.
Right, and you have some of these are with video that you've taken,
Yeah.
or you've gotten other places in the background, kind of like a Big Top Chautauqua, right?
Well, yeah, the ones that are up on YouTube for the most part are just me sitting here singing, but I've also which I do for a different kind of a show. I put some videos to track some of the songs and project them behind me when I'm performing.
Okay.
And several of them are Lake Superior based.
So while we were rehearsing the other day, getting everything tuned up with Betty and myself and Larry, I asked him to play one of my favorites, which is a true story about some smoke eaters jumping into a fire in Montana, right back in the, was it 50s?
1949.
49. And unfortunately, 13 of them didn't survive, and it's a great song, but Larry and Betty outvoted me, thinking it's not a lot of holiday cheer, so we won't do that one tonight, right?
But it is on one of my CDs.
Yes, it is. So I turn it over to you, Larry. It's all yours.
Okay.
People, put yourself on speaker view.
Okay, now is the guitar coming through?
Yes.
Okay. The first song is called Black Spruce, and it's the ecosystem up north of Lake Superior is the boreal forest with black spruce, kind of the prominent and dominant species. To the black spruce, heart of the northern river, through the glass I'll ripple, clouds and trees I'll know. Black spruce, onward ever deeper, calm the restless heart, soothe the restless soul. I am the raven high o'er the river, I am the black wings carry me home. I am the night sky deeper and deeper, so many stars always alone. To the black spruce, heart of the northern river, through the glass I'll ripple, clouds and trees I'll know. Black spruce, onward ever deeper, calm the restless heart, soothe the restless soul. I am the wind sigh night through the jack pine, I am the flurry of birds on the wing, I am the silence, answer the calling, I am but a heartbeat pounding. To the black spruce, heart of the northern river, through the glass I'll ripple, clouds and trees I'll know. To the black spruce, onward ever deeper, calm the restless heart, soothe the restless soul. I am the storm clouds building and building. I am the fury, the thunder, the light. I am raindrops, bird songs sing the morning. I am white water, heard in the night. To the black spruce, heart of the northern river. Through the glass I'll ripple, clouds and trees I'll know. Black spruce, onward ever deeper. Calm the restless heart, soothe the restless soul. No more questions, all of your longing. I am these things, ask me no more. I am the whisper, heart of your longing. Comfort your heart, slip through the door. To the black spruce, heart of the northern river. Through the glass I'll ripple, clouds and trees I'll know. Black spruce, onward ever deeper. Calm the restless heart, soothe the restless soul. Calm the restless heart, soothe the restless soul.
Oh, good job.
Thank you, thank you. Here's a little one, kind of a fun song. Down by the creek where the water goes slow, and the great blue heron and the otter both know. All things come to those who wait, but all is lost if you hesitate. Life and death just dancing around in the mud. Well, the light comes down through the limbs and the leaves and the dapples, the water between the reeds. The air tastes green and the bank is soft. Right about then your shoes come off. Gotta get it between your toes in the mud. Mud pie, mud in your eye, mud on the snake bite, don't you die. You take a little rain, you take a little dirt, you make a little mud, get it on your shirt. Now earth and water make a mighty fine mix. Some say that was God's best trick. He went down by the creek to play. He made the girls and boys, then he laughed all day. And some say we just crawled out of the mud. Mud pie, mud in your eye, mud on the snake bite, don't you die. You take a little rain, you take a little dirt, you make a little mud, get it on your shirt. When I die, please bury me down by that old muddy creek. Let the crayfish have their way. It's mud to mud and that's okay. We're all just slogging around in the mud. Mud pie, mud in your eye, mud on the snake bite, don't you die. You take a little rain, you take a little dirt, you make a little mud, get it on your shirt. Mud pie, mud in your eye, mud on the snake bite, don't you die. You take a little rain, you take a little dirt, you make a little mud, wipe it on your shirt. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Kind of hard to clear the claps, but I can see the claps. That's good. Here's a song. Well, for many years now, probably since the early '90s, we've been going pretty regularly up to the Canadian North Shore, just along there into some of the little remote anchorages, wonderful little anchorages. And I wrote this song a year or so ago about one of those trips. Heading out from Bayfield, crossed the lake. Moon was out to help us find our way. Wound our way through the dark black islands. Heading out from Bayfield, crossed the lake. By dawn we had reached the shipping lanes. Big one headed down right in our way. Nudged the helm so we could pass behind her. Heading out from Bayfield, cross the lake. Round noon the wind came up from off our quarter. Trimmed the sail to keep us heading north. Set our course for the Susie Island. Heading out from Bayfield, cross the lake. Oh, heading along the North Shore, back to the land of the rocks and trees. Oh, back to the cold, clear waters, back to the northern home of memories. Got to Susie just before the thunder, set the anchor in the driving rain. Hunkered down, felt the storm tear at us. Heading out from Bayfield, cross the lake. By morning, the storm had moved on past us. Watched two bears swim from shore to shore. Hauled the anchor, said goodbye to Susie. Heading out from Bayfield, cross the lake. Then we continued up the shoreline. Saw those haunting shapes near Thunder Bay. Pie Island, Thompson, and the Sleeping Giant. Heading out from Bayfield, cross the lake. Oh, heading along the North Shore, back to the land of the rocks and trees. Oh, back to the cold, clear waters, back to the northern home of memories. Dropped the anchor next in Tea Harbor. One night there, then around the Porphyry light. Spotted number 10 on Loon Harbor. Heading out from Bayfield, cross the lake. From Loon went past Otter on to Woodbine. We saw the dome just as the sun was low. Wound our way into the inner harbor. Heading out from Bayfield, cross the lake. In Loon we watched a moose and a couple of otters. A boreal scene surrounded by black spruce. Climb to Kenny Lake and pick some berries. Heading out from Bayfield across the lake. Oh, heading along the North Shore, back to the land of the rocks and trees. Oh, back to the cold, clear waters, back to the northern home of memories. Past Rossport Battle and Wilson Island, continued east to the islands called the Slates. Squeezed between the rocks into Pikes Bay, heading out from Bayfield across the lake. The Slates boast a herd of caribou. Watch them graze and swim to the other shore. Then a family of mergansers dived before us, heading out from Bayfield across the lake. Time was up, had a look back where we started. Past Isle Royal out onto the open lake. Long day sail headed back to the Apostles, heading back to Bayfield across the lake. Oh, back from the North Shore, back from the land of the rocks and trees. Oh, back to the cold, clear waters, back from the northern shore with memories. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Here's a song. It's by Stan Rogers, a wonderful songwriter, Canadian guy. Died in 1983, I think it was. He was 32 years old. And he left a lot of really good stuff. It's a song about the decline of the fisheries in the Maritimes in Nova Scotia and Newfoundland. Tom mentioned that I've got some videos. And if you search on my website, go into the video tab, and it's called Make and Break Harbor, and you can hear it. It's the soundtrack off of my CD, plus the video that I put together. Most of it is stuff I shot in Newfoundland. I've been to Newfoundland 3 times on sailboats, and really a wonderful place. I want to go back. How still lies the bay in the light western airs, which blow from the crimson horizon. Once more we tack home with a dry, empty hold, saving gas with the breezes so fair. She's a kindly Cape Islander, old but still sound, but so lost in the long liner's shadows. Make and break and make do, but the fish are so few that she won't be replaced should she founder. Now it's so hard to not think of before the big war, when the cod went so cheap but so plenty. Foreign trawlers go by now with long seeing eye, taking all where we seldom take any. And the young folks don't stay with the fisherman's way. Long ago they all moved to the city. And the ones left behind, the old tired and blind, can't work for a pound, for a penny. In Make and Break Harbor, the boats are so few, too many are pulled up and rotten. Most houses stand empty, old nets hung to dry are blown away, lost and forgotten. I can see the big draggers have stirred up the bay, leaving lobster traps smashed on the bottom. Can they think it don't pay to respect the old ways that make and break men have not forgotten? For we still keep our time through the turn of the tide, and this boat that I built with my father still lifts to the sky. The one-lunger and I still talk like old friends on the water. In Make and Break Harbor, the boats are so few, too many are pulled up and rotten. Most houses stand empty, old nets hung to dry, are blown away, lost and forgotten. In Make and Break Harbor, the boats are so few, too many are pulled up and rotten. Most houses stand empty, old nets hung to dry, are blown away, lost and forgotten.
Woo! Woo! Hey, Larry, before we got more time, but if you could fit in the Dutchman somewhere in here, that would be
Okay.
nice. It's a great song.
Okay. I can do it right now.
Okay.
This is a wonderful love song. Well, the Dutchman's not the kind of man that keeps his thumb jammed in the dam that holds his dreams in. But that's a secret only Margaret knows. When Amsterdam is golden in the morning, Margaret brings his breakfast. She believes him. He thinks the tulips bloom beneath the snow. He's mad as he can be, but Margaret only sees that sometimes. Sometimes she sees her unborn children in his eye. Let us go to the banks of the ocean, where the walls rise above the Zuider Zee. Long ago, I used to be a young man, and dear Margaret remembers that for me. The Dutchman still wears wooden shoes. His hat and coat are patched with love that Margaret sewed in. Sometimes he thinks he's still in Rotterdam. He watches tugboats down canals, calls out to them when he thinks he knows the captain. Till Margaret comes to take him home again, through unforgiving streets that trip him though he holds his arm. Sometimes he thinks that he's alone and calls her name. Let us go to the banks of the ocean, where the walls rise above the Zuider Zee. Long ago, I used to be a young man, and dear Margaret remembers that for me. The windmills whirl the winter in. She winds his muffler tighter. They sit in the kitchen. Some tea with whiskey keeps away the dew. He sees her for a moment, calls her name. She makes the bed up singing some old love song. She learned it when the tune was very new. She hums a line or two. They hum together in the night. The Dutchman falls asleep and Margaret blows the candle out. Let us go to the banks of the ocean, where the walls rise above the Zuider Zee. Long ago, I used to be a young man, and dear Margaret remembers that for me.
Hey, Larry, I just love that song, but I have to tell you that the first time I heard it, and when they're in the kitchen and she winds his muffler tighter, I was thinking this might not end well. But then it all played out. It ended well in the end.
It ended well in the end, yes, yes. So we have a lot of boaters here, right? And even some boat owners. So here I am, man, on the road again, anchored away, the Helen gone again. Another mile from another town, wind northeast and the rain pouring down. Home is the sailor, home from the sea. He's a home to the mildew, friend to the flea. But I don't care, man, I'm happy. I got an old fat boat, she's slow but handsome, hard in the chine and soft in the transom. I love her well and she must love me, but I think it's only for me money. And I don't mind staying and I don't mind going, but I'm some damn tired of rowing. Don't mind staying and I don't mind going, but I'm some damn tired of rowing. No more tobacco, no more cheese. I'm sprung in the back and I'm weak in the knees. It's a damn good thing that I'm easy to please. There ain't nothing in a town on a Sunday, but I don't care, man, I'm happy. I got an old fat boat, she's slow but handsome, hard in the chine and soft in the transom. I love her well and she must love me, but I think it's only for me money. And I don't mind staying and I don't mind going, but I'm some damn tired of rowing. Well, I got milk and I got ice, I got some homemade bread, a little old but nice. Everybody puts their cooking hat on when you tell them they're leaving in the morning. And I don't mind staying and I don't mind going, but I'm some damn tired of rowing. Oh, hey, you know, I got coffee, I got tea, I got beans and the beans got me. I got tuna fish, I got some rum, I got a 2-pound splinter in my thumb. So I'll take me toddy and me vitamin C and the radio for me company. Ah, me, I got the hydrogen peroxide blues, but I don't care, man, I'm happy. I got an old fat boat, she's slow but handsome, hard in the chine and soft in the transom. I love her well and she must love me, but I think it's only for me money. And I don't mind staying and I don't mind going, but I'm some damn tired of rowing. Don't mind staying and I don't mind going, but I'm some damn tired of rowing. Well, mercy, mercy, I do declare, if half the fun of going is a getting there, well, mercy, Percy, I better start rowing, 'cause the other half of getting there is going.
Whoa, I love that one.
If you're a boat owner, you kind of know it.
That's right.
Well, here's a song about the easternmost point in the U.S., or at least the setting is the easternmost point. It's called Quoddy Point. And there's a lighthouse there. It's the West Quoddy Point Light. Figure that one out. And it's a very popular place for young people to hike in, camp out overnight, get up before sunrise, sit on the rocks, watch the sun come up. On that day, they'll be the first people in the U.S. to see the sun. Now, this song is from the perspective of the lighthouse keeper. Are you talking to me?
Where is it?
Oh, where is it? Oh, it's in Maine. It's on the kind of as far east in Maine as you can get. So it's the West Quoddy Point Light because there's a bay there. The bay is in Canada.
Okay, is that where Roosevelt's home is, right about there?
It's not quite right there, I don't think, but it's in the same general vicinity, I think.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. Yeah, it's from the lighthouse keeper's perspective.
Okay, I want to go sailing to Newfoundland. Will you take me?
Oh,
Newfoundland.
oh man. We know we've never had our own boat there. It's always been other people's boat. But now we have a small camper trailer, and we really want to go to Newfoundland with our camper trailer.
I can tell you all about it.
Can you?
Yeah.
Well, let's get together and talk about it because we've got some friends there too.
Yeah.
On my YouTube channel, if you just go into YouTube and search for Larry Carpenter, my channel, the featured video is a chance I got to go lobster fishing with a local lobster man.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's got like 35,000 views. But we're still in contact with that guy. So it's kind of fun. It's dawn here at Quoddy Point from the lighthouse keeper's chair. Through the window I can see the rocks, two figures sitting there. Young lovers there would be my guess, perhaps they've spent the night out here at Quoddy Point to be the first to see the light. The first sliver cracks the morning open, there's all the promise of the day. Two long shadows form behind them, while two young lovers look the other way. I brought my Sarah to this place when both of us were young. She turned and kissed me on those rocks at the first rays of the sun. I had a picture from that morn, she's wrapped up in my coat. I finally had to take it down, there comes a time you just let go. The first sliver cracks the morning open, and there's all the promise of the day. Two long shadows form behind them, while two long lovers look the other way. I don't know why I kept this job when she left me here alone. But loneliness befriended me, and this remains my home. It's true the day begins right here, but it's also true the night. So good luck to you, young lovers, so says the keeper of the light. The first sliver cracks the morning open, there's all the promise of the day. Two long shadows form behind them, while two young lovers look the other way.
Larry, we could do, usually we go till about 9. So if you could maybe do couple more songs,
Okay.
that'd be
Okay.
great.
All right. I'm going to do a song that's set along the Canadian North Shore of Lake Superior. It's there's a folk festival at Red Rock, Ontario every year. It's on the northwestern corner of Nipigon Bay. I've been going to that every year since the second time. It's been, I don't know, since 15 years or more. Couldn't go this past year because the border was closed and the festival wasn't running. But this is the theme song for the festival. And when the author of this song, Ian Tamlin, isn't at the festival, then I sing it from the main stage to close down the festival. By wood, smoke, and oranges, path of old canoe, I would course the inland ocean to get back to you. No matter where I go to, it's always home again, to that rugged northern shore and the days of sun and wind. In the land of the silver birch, cry of the loon, there's something about this country, it's a part of me and you. We nosed her in by Puckasaw, out for 15 days to set paddle and the spirit at the mercy of the waves. The one-agains were loaded down and a gift left by the shore, for it's best that we surrender to that rugged northern shore. In the land of the silver birch, cry of the loon, there's something about that country, it's a part of me and you. The waves smashed the smoky cliffs of Old Woman Bay as we fought against the backswell, and then we're on our way. I could talk to you of spirits by the vision pits we saw them walk the agate beaches of the mighty Gargantua. In the land of the silver birch, cry of the loon, there's something about this country, it's a part of me and you. I turned my back upon this thing and tried to deny the coastline of my dreams, but it turns me by and by. It tossed the mighty ship around, smashed the lighthouse door, sent shivers up my spine, oh, that rugged northern shore. In the land of the silver birch, cry of the loon, there's something about this country, it's a part of me and you. By wood, smoke, and oranges, path of old canoe, I would course the inland ocean to get back to you. No matter where I go to, it's always home again, to that rugged northern shore and the days of sun and wind. In the land of the silver birch, cry of the loon, there's something about this country, it's a part of me and you. Thank you, thank you. Oh, let's see. Oh, I'll do a song about a river. How's that?
While you're tuning up there, did you know Lee Murdoch? I think the two of you used to do a lot of songs up there. Is he still around?
I haven't seen him in years.
Yeah, somehow or other, we used to, our old sailing group, we used to follow you guys around.
Oh,
Yeah, you knew Oscar Heath and some of those.
yep.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
so anyhow, talk to you later.
Okay. Come on down, down to the river, see the water shined up for the day. The river's flowing all night, got me feeling all right, like a beating heart rolling the hours away. Now I'm ready to go, celebrate the show, finally see what's always been round, reminding me and you what has always been true, living in a river town. Oh, living in a river town. Oh, living in a river town. No more turning my back, I'm gonna follow the track to the river I'm going down, to spread the word that has finally been heard, living in a river town. I'm gonna jump down, turn around, listen to the river sound, where it all began. It's a highway, a byway, up above a flyway, long before anything was made by hand. Now it's music to your ear any time of the year, when you hear that river roll down. Let it put on a show while the memories flow, living in a river town. Oh, living in a river town. Oh, living in a river town. No more turning my back, I'm gonna follow the track to the river I'm going down, to spread the word that has finally been heard, living in a river town. So come on down, down to the river, hear the water singing under your shoes. The river's humming your song as it keeps rolling on, like a music man playing and spreading the news. Now it's music to your ear any time of the year, when you hear that river roll down. Let it put on a show while the memories flow, living in a river town. Oh, living in a river town. Oh, living in a river town. No more turning my back, I'm gonna follow the track to the river I'm going down, to spread the word that has finally been heard, living in a river town.
Oh, Larry.
Yes,
Hey.
thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Everybody give him a big round of applause. I haven't been able to hear you in quite a while. You know, you haven't aged a bit here.
I try not to.
Yeah, and just in case you're curious, Shawamigan Bay on the South Shore in Ashland froze last night and today. Finally.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Ah.
So.
Get
Well,
out
we're gonna.
your ice skates. Get out
What's that?
your ice skates there, Tom.
Oh.
What's the
But
temperature?
I guess Book Across the Bay is not happening this year.
Right.
Or this coming year.
Too bad.
Yeah. There's a lot of things canceled. But there's an end in sight, hopefully.
Yes. Yes.
Bring Judith on to say hi.
Oh, Judy.
Hey.
They want you to say hi.
We gotta say hi to her. She's an important part there.
Come on.
Oh, Dorothy, I didn't know you had something on the top of your hat.
Oh yeah. And can you see the rest of me?
Woo! Ho, ho, ho.
You got to talk while you're doing it, though, so we can see you.
There's Judy. Hey, Judy.
Hi, Judy, the English teacher.
Where's Judy?
Hi there, right here.
From.
The English major.
Judy, you got to talk louder so you can see you.
Oh, hi. We're
There
right
she
here.
is. Hi, Judy.
Hi, I've been listening the whole time. So,
Good.
It's not bouncing into the full screen, is it?
no,
No, it does. It is.
no, but happy holidays, everybody. Stay
Oh,
safe and well.
Same to you. You look like I saw you 20 years ago.
If only. You
Good
guys
luck
all
to
look
both
great.
of you.
It's fun to see you.
Stay
Well,
well.
thanks for having me. And when
Please,
when all the restrictions are gone and we can do things, one thing I love doing is house concerts. So if any of you would be interested in hosting a house concert, contact me.
Okay.
Thanks for the great music, Larry.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
We miss people, exactly, yeah.
Say, Larry, you have an
Yes.
OPB now, don't you?
A
I
what?
sold my boats. I can put you on a list of OPB.
OPB.
What is OPB?
Well,
Other people boats.
Judy,
Other
are you
people's
the one that
boats.
plays?
I thought it was old people, but
Old people.
Well, old people
Well,
both, that kind
well,
of.
in our
goes
case,
too.
it could be old
Yeah.
people's boat. I'm generally the oldest person in the room.
No.
I got you beat
I
there, Larry.
really enjoyed your songs, Larry.
What's that?
Larry, this is Jackie. I really enjoyed your songs.
Thank you.
It
Thank
brought
you.
back a lot of memories of
And like
sailing for 30 years. I
like
really
I said,
enjoyed your
I've got the 2 CDs out, and then if you go to my YouTube channel, I've got 17 songs up there. Well, actually, there's more than 17. 17 that I did recently. There's a few more that I put up earlier that you can hear me on anytime you want that way.
Okay,
Okay,
thanks
great.
again, Larry. We're gonna
thank you.
we're gonna sign off here.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you.
Regarding the
Thank you,
fundraiser,
Sal.
everybody, we're at $1,744. Our goal is 2,000, so we're shy about $256. So the site will be open until Friday. So anybody else who wants to donate, that'd be great. Go ahead. If your conscience starts bothering you, it's a really good good group to send some money to.
Did the
Yep.
club match what it was donated?
Yes, the club match. The club's donation has already been in that total.
Okay, great.
Yeah, I should also add, if I might, that Larry has donated his fee for the evening to Urban Boat Builders, and that I haven't done that yet. I'll do that on Larry's behalf. So that isn't in the count yet, Tom. So that gives us $100 closer to our goal.
Great.
Okay,
Wow.
that'd be great.
Okay, folks, so let's get it up there to $2,000 for Urban Boat Builders.
Thank you.
Easy peasy, and it's tax deductible, right?
Well,
I'm pretty sure it is.
well, depending on how you file.
But yeah, right.
Yeah,
I don't know
yeah.
how you file. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, everybody.
Okay.
Thanks for joining us at our
Thank you.
first ever Zoom holiday party for the Northern Light Sailing Club.
Thank
And
you,
we'll see you
Tom, and
again.
everyone who put this together. It was really fun.
Yeah, it was
Thank you.
fun. It was nice to sit back and listen to some nice music. I enjoyed it.
Yes.
Thank you.
And we do have our January meeting is already planned. We're going to have a little session on how to use the GPS, which frankly, I can never be told that too many times.
I hope the maritime one is more accurate than the one for our cars.
Okay, everybody.
Okay,
Yep.
stay well.
Well, sometimes the GPS is more accurate than the charts.
Yep.
Yeah.
Stay
This is
safe.
fun.
Stay.
Enjoy
Have a
it.
great holiday.
Have a
See
good
you
holiday.
later.
Stay safe, everybody.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Merry Christmas.
Thank you. Thank you, Larry.
So
You're welcome.
to work.
Yeah, thanks, Larry. It was great.
You're welcome. Thank you.
I saw you had a song on the birds.
Oh, I do.